Hey you, what up? Welcome to my channel, Maryam here. I am so excited, probably more excited than in my last 15 videos. Why? Because I finally got my hands on the new DANESSA MYRICKS Yummy Skin Blurring Balm Powder. You guys, it is in my hands. I have every single shade, and in this video, I am going to be testing it out. I'm going to be reviewing it. I'm going to be conducting a wear test, some check-ins, but most importantly, I'm going to show you all the different ways that you can use this product. So I just freshly applied it to the face. It looks very nice and very natural, but we have to see how it wears. So be sure to watch this video in its entirety for the final Team Truth style verdict at the end. Remember to subscribe if you aren't already. Hit that notification bell. You know the drill. And now let's hit it. DANESSA MYRICKS Yummy Skin Blurring Balm Powder Foundation, or is it a primer? What is it really? Let's find out. Okay guys, finally, I am so thrilled that I've got my hands on the DANESSA MYRICKS Blurring Balm Powder. That is such a unique name in itself. To say that something is a balm suggests that it is greasy, and then to suggest that something is a powder suggests that it is dry. So very oxymoron-like type of name, but I'm here for it. This product has been talked about a lot lately. So many people have been interested in seeing my review and my take on it. So finally, I got it in the mail. I got every single shade in PR. Thank you, DANESSA and team, for sending that over to me. So we've got a little pamphlet over here with pretty much everything that we need to know. We have 10 shades altogether, plus a universal sheer shade. This is what that looks like. I'm gonna show you a close-up. So now what this is supposed to do is blur your texture. I'm here for that. It's supposed to give you an easy sheer coverage. And the most exciting thing about this product is that it is supposed to balance oils all day. I actually spoke to DANESSA and she told me about this product even before it came out. She literally said, Maryam, I've got something that is meant for your oily skin type. So of course I am really excited and I have very high hopes because this is meant for my skin type and also for all of you who might be oily AF like me. 36 bucks, 18 grams or 0.63 ounces. Also comes with this really cute little spoolie that unfortunately I'm not able to grab because I've got nails. I need a little help here, but there you go, nice metal little spoolie. All right, let's also look into the ingredients here. On the back of this pamphlet here, it says that this product is powered by Upsalite. Upsalite? I have no idea. Basically, this is a Swedish super ingredient that encapsulates and balances sebum and sweat throughout the day. It's a balm to powder formula. You have to feel it to believe it. Good for all skin types, dermatologist tested, non-comedogenic. I mean, all of this sounds really incredible. All of these before and after pictures look really great. By the way, these are unretouched pictures. So, I mean, this sounds really promising. Other ingredients include magnesium carbonate, isododecane, dimethicone, squalane, synthetic wax, etc., etc. So those are basically some silicones, which is what gives that blurred finish or blurred texture effect. I'm gonna go ahead and swatch some on my face and then also on my arm, picking up just a little bit of this universal shade at first. Whoa. I mean, you guys, this is insane. This literally feels like oil. It feels like coconut butter on my skin. So obviously this first shade is transparent, you can't see it, so I'm just gonna use it to prime this area, I guess, for the other shades to swatch onto. This is very unique. I've never felt anything like that. It went on like coconut oil, but then it quickly became non-grease and turned to like a cream but dry finish. Like there's actually no more grease on my fingers and there's no stickiness. This is magical at first impression. Okay, let's go ahead and test shade 1. Here's shade 1. This one definitely has just a little bit of color. Looks like slightly peachy or slightly pinky tint. I'm gonna pick up the tiniest amount. I'm gonna swatch that on my skin first, just to show you what that looks like. And then I'm gonna start blurring that out just a little bit. Wow, this is extremely pigmented. I was totally not expecting that. Wow, I gotta say, this feels very unique. Okay, moving on to shade 2. Shade 2 has a little bit more yellow, but still kind of like a neutral undertone. So this tells me that you probably need very little of this product, just considering how pigmented it really is. All right, let's move on to shade 3. shade 4. Looks like shade 4 is probably my shade, and it's got a nice kind of neutral undertone. Shade 5 looks just a little too reddish or a little too saturated for my skin tone, but maybe it's a shade that I can bronze up with. Ooh, this is a really, really good olive shade for like olive tan skin tones. This reminds me of the shade of like the rest of my body, or like if I were to tan a little bit. Also, do bear in mind that once these blend out, they blend out a lot lighter and not like as saturated as they look in the initial swatch. That's actually how I'm going to swatch them on my arm. I'm going to blend them out just to show you what they look like blended out as opposed to like these drips here. Shade 8. It's like a redder version of shade 7. Shade 9. All right, I'm going to have to swatch these on my forehead. And last but not least, we have shade 10. So now I think it's time for a thumbnail face. Are we impressed? Are we a little scared? Will this work for my oily AF skin? Or is this witchcraft? So I am gonna pick up the few shades that I thought were appropriate for my skin tone. That would be shade 4, shade 3 to highlight, shade 6, and the universal shade. So those are like the 4 that I'm gonna be working with today, just because I really want to show you all the different ways of using this new balm powder product. So first things first, I'm gonna use the universal shade, just a little bit of it, because a little bit does go a long way. I'm gonna use this shade to prime my entire face. I'm gonna take just a tiny bit, and I'm gonna follow the directions. Prime your eyes or complexion, apply with fingers, tap, and blend. So the skin does feel a little bit smoother, a little bit more velvety. I'm not really seeing too much of a diminishment in pores. Diminishment, is that a word? I feel like the pores are looking about the same, but I am definitely noticing that it's mattified my skin almost immediately, especially in the center where I applied the product. So that seems promising. Next, I'm gonna use shade 4 to add coverage to my face. Press and roll through the T-zone and tap to build additional coverage where needed. Picking up just a little bit of shade 4, pressing and rolling. I will say, this makes just the funniest, the most unique sound I've ever heard. Very ASMR, listen. It actually sounds like you're sweeping something onto your face. So I just applied the tiniest amount to my forehead, and I can definitely see the coverage, but I don't actually see any product on my skin. This is what's looking really unique and different to me. Like, I can definitely tell in my monitor, I can tell in my mirror that my skin is perfected, but it doesn't look like I'm wearing anything at all. So that is very intriguing. I'm gonna pick up a little bit more of shade 4. Seems to be a good match for me. I'm gonna add just a tiny bit more. I'm gonna press and roll. I've seen enough DANESSA videos to know how she does it, so I'm kind of mimicking what I've seen. She almost kind of hugs the skin with the fingers. I guess that's what she means by rolling. Very impressive. Very impressive. I mean, the coverage here is pretty sheer. You could definitely still see all of my freckles and some acne bumps, but let's see if I can build this up using some patting motions. Truthfully, I've never seen anything like this. This is very different, and it's not reminding me of any product that I've used before or I'm currently using. This is most certainly in a category of its own. And is it a powder or is it a balm? I can't tell. But what I can tell is that I'm liking the results so far. It looks incredibly natural, truly like I'm not wearing anything at all. Wow. I'm gonna do one more thing. I'm just gonna dip my finger into here. I'm gonna see what happens. Oh. It just completely erased that. Did you see that? I was attempting to cover up the zit that I have on my nose, and this balm powder just completely erased it. So the trick here is definitely to layer and to build it up. But I think you could probably do just about anything with this product. You can cover up, you can prime, you can definitely highlight and contour, and you can also correct. All right, so now the next thing that I'm gonna do is try to highlight and contour. So for that, I'm gonna use shade 3, which seemed to be like a little bit lighter than my skin tone. And this you can apply with your fingers or with a brush. So I'm gonna start with my fingers first. I'm wondering if you could use this as a concealer. Man, this is fascinating and unique and fun. So right now I'm just highlighting this area around my nostril folds, kind of just blending that in with the previous shade, blending out that highlighter. Because the product is pretty pigmented, you definitely do have to kind of warm it up and stretch it out, though it's pigmented in the sense where you actually want to maximize the pigment and shear it out. Otherwise, it's just sitting on top of your skin and looking a little too saturated. But I will say that this type of consistency isn't great for spot treating. Like, it can definitely blur them down, but it's not gonna get rid of them altogether. So I would suggest using a concealer. This isn't gonna give you that super full type of coverage, just because you definitely need to stretch and thin out the product in order to maximize the coverage. And also the benefits, which is the blur, which is the balancing of the oils. That's kind of like the consensus that I'm getting so far. Okay, I'm gonna move on to shade 6, and I am going to use a brush, this one from Eco Tools, and I am gonna add some contouring. Just gonna pick up a little bit of product and add that to the perimeter of my forehead. It's a very natural looking contour on me. So maybe if I wanna be a little bit more dramatic, I'll go to shade 7. But for the sake of today, I'm gonna stick to shade 6. I really like this one. I really, really like the undertone. Wow, really great. Like, if you have really, really good skin, like the skin on my forehead, which is pretty damn near perfect, this product glides on like a dream. I've never really seen anything like it. This is witchcraft. All right, let me go ahead and add a little bit of contour underneath my cheekbones. Just like carving it out a little bit. Almost like adding a nice bronzy blush. So pretty, so easy, holy crap. A little bit along the jawline. And now I'm thinking I'm gonna go back to shade 4. I'm gonna pick up a little bit more with this brush. I'm trying to see if I can minimize some of these little tiny breakouts that I have here on my jawline. What will happen if I just stipple it in and kind of like buff in the product? I feel like that did it. Okay, so by stippling on the product, you can definitely see the product a little bit more. It's not like so one with your skin as if you were to blend it out with your fingers. But as you can see, it definitely offers more coverage. So by stippling it in with the brush, you are able to cover more. And that is pretty impressive. So what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna tap out the product from the areas around my little bumps. And then I think I'm just gonna let it be. Wow. So are you telling me that this product does not need to be set with powder? Are you actually telling me that this product is the powder? I swear I'm about to hyperventilate. This is a lot to take in, but a lot in a very, very pleasant and promising way. All right, I am going to close up all of my little tins here. I'm gonna add the rest of my makeup because I actually do have somewhere to go. Yesterday I did attend my best friend's brother's wedding, and today's part 2. So this is the makeup that I'm gonna wear to part 2 of the wedding, which is a lot more casual, by the way. It's gonna be at a beer garden, so it's the perfect occasion for me to wear test my makeup and test wear this balm powder by DANESSA MYRICKS. I'm adding just a little bit of concealer underneath my eyes. I'm using the Fenty Bright Fix. I'm gonna set just the under eye with powder and with just a tiny amount of powder from Dominique Cosmetics. I'm not gonna set the rest of the face. I am gonna take some blotting papers with me just in case, because you know I still wanna look good, but I'm gonna try not to blot. Hopefully I won't need to. To me, my skin looks very, very natural, very approachable, I will say, but up close, outside of the obvious flaws, the obvious pimples that I wasn't really able to cover up, my skin looks pretty damn good. Let me show you a close-up. I mean, like I said, you have to see it to believe it. And here I am, very, very close to the phone camera. This is what this side of the face looks like. You can kind of still see my pores and my breakouts, but overall, it just looks like my natural skin without any foundation on top, except it just looks a lot better than my natural skin. That is undeniable. All right, here is the forehead. Pretty good looking if you ask me. I gotta say, at first impression, I am highly impressed. This is different, this is unique, this is fun, this is cool, it's innovative. It looks like it works, but we have to see if it actually works well and if it actually wears well. So I have oily AF skin, and now let's test it, you guys. I really, really hope this works, because if it does, this is a game changer. Cueing in that good old time warping music for those check-ins and for that wear test. Okay, hi, I am back in the filming room and I am sitting here in complete and utter disbelief. This is me at the end of a 10-hour wear test, and this is what my skin looks like at the end of a 10-hour wear test. Does it look any different than a few moments ago in the video when I had just freshly applied my makeup? I think not. In fact, I think it looks even better. You guys, I am honestly truly shocked. I am oily AF, and I don't know what is in this blurring balm powder, DANESSA. I don't know what this Upsolite or Obsolete is, but this Swedish super ingredient definitely encapsulated and balanced out my sebum and sweat throughout the day. Look at this complexion. I have not blotted once. I repeat, I have not blotted once. This is a shocking, remarkable wear test. And in fact, I think it's actually made my skin look better throughout the day. I don't know how this is possible, but this ingredient is like witchcraft. It is magic. And this balm powder is crazy. This is in fact indeed meant for me. Just like you said, DANESSA, this is for my oily AF skin. I cannot believe it. I am just sitting here almost speechless because I've never seen myself look like this. I've never seen my skin this smooth, this blurred out. I've never seen it look so fresh and this good. Okay, you know what? I'm gonna like curb my emotions for just a second, and I am gonna talk about what my skin was like before I applied this product earlier today. Basically, although I am a little bit underslept, I don't have any major breakouts outside of the ones that are here in between my brows, on my nose, that I was able to cover up with concealer on top of this blur powder. But outside of that, I had a little bit of bumps here, if you recall. This is what it looks like right now at the end of the day. This is what this side looks like. There's still a couple of bumps, but overall, my skin was kind of on the good side. So I definitely need to test this out again on a day when my skin is a little bit more problematic, when I have a little bit more breakouts, more bumps, more things to cover up, more discoloration, things like that. But having said that, even if I can use the universal shade as a primer, even if I apply my foundation that is more full coverage on top of it, and if I set it again with either the universal or one of the tinted shades, I have a feeling that this is going to become my new best friend. Like, why would I want to wear anything else? This is crazy good, and I am at a loss for words. I have nothing else to say other than I'm shocked at my image in the mirror. I'm shocked at my image in the camera, and this is it. This is my skin. It's no filters, no blotting, using the DANESSA MYRICKS Yummy Skin Blurring Balm Powder as a primer, also as a foundation, also as a powder. All I can say is that I cannot wait to reach for it again tomorrow and wear it all over again. That's how good it is. DANESSA and team, you guys outdid yourselves. I don't know how you did it, but man, am I floored. So that is my story. That is my wear test. That is my final first impressions verdict. Definitely be sure to tune in for my faves X fails and for follow-up videos when I give this baby a few more tries. I am so super excited, you guys. I feel like I found the product for me, you know? And that feels really good. So with that said, I'm going to zoom on out. I am going to invite you to check out more of my videos over here. And now I'm going to say farewell. Peace out. And I'm out.